You're welcome to another week of your experience with me, your fashion prince. Last week we were not able to come on air due to unforeseen issues that came up, but we've been able to settle it. Now something else also happened last week that was heartbreaking. A lot of protesters lost their lives in Nigeria. Not just anyhow protesters, but the peaceful ones all over Nigeria. Please, let's take a moment of silence for all the souls. May their gentle soul rest in peace. The last time we were on air, the topic was dead but alive. But this week, an angel has been dented. An angel? What kind of angel? Let's find out. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Peacelight Ostazwa from Nigeria, and this is my story. You know the saying that goes, be kind to strangers, you don't know when you entertain angels. That is the story of my life. I know too many people probably relate with this story and some won't, but it's just for us to learn. I am one person who loves to see people happy and love to see that I'm a solution, or I prefer a solution to people's problems. I won't forget 2018 where something happened to me that really shook me so badly that I thought I was losing my mind for a couple of months, because I'm someone who knows how to give love, and when I give it all in. I go all in to show that I love someone, to show that I care. It doesn't matter what gender it is or what race it is. That's why I'm talking about this story today, because so many times we see people and we want to help, while some people, their trust has been overused to the point where they just see people suffering and they pass them by without wanting to render a helping hand. I don't really blame them, coming from my experience of continuous break of trust, where people I've helped turn out to treat me badly. People I've helped turn out to say things about me that I'm even surprised if that's my story or that's another person's story coming from their perspective. The one that shook me the most was about a teenage girl, very dear to my heart. I met her in the streets of Abuja. Her things were thrown out by her older sister, and she came to me because I don't like to see, I'm very particular about teenagers, because I believe that that's a very important phase in life, that when you get it wrong, every other thing can go wrongly. So I took her in to my apartment, and she lived with me for like a year plus. And throughout that period, it was a wonderful moment because we grew a bond that was so strong. I never even thought that it could be broken. And during that period, I still had my advocacy against teenage pregnancy, adult relationship, older men with teens. I still had my advocacy going on, so she knew. She helped at some point of all the advocacy and meetings. So she understood that it was dear to my heart. But the sad part was, the same story that I was fighting against came knocking on my doors, because this teenager that I was doing everything I could to protect and shield from the evils of the world and do better by her, since a lot of people around her weren't such a good example for her, still fell into the arms of wicked and unreasonable men. Unapologetically, that's what I call them, because how would you look at a child who's barely 19 years old, who can't make decisions for herself, Yes, I know that you could say she looks older and she's all grown, but it doesn't change the fact that she's still struggling with her identity, with who she is. And at that point in time, whatever you say to her and whatever she does will be under the influence of a need. Will be under the influence of a need. So this teenager, while under my roof as my sister, because everyone knew she was my sister, I got a contract to go do for an organization in Abuja, names withheld. I won't want to mention any names. I was supposed to shoot an ad for them, and we're supposed to run some publicity in Abuja Metropolis. I took her with me because I like to take her along for some of these things so she can learn, because she wanted to also dive into the career of a mass communicator. And then we met one of those vicious employers in Abuja. That's a story for another day. That's a completely different story. I had to work under him, and I don't want a repeat of such experience ever again in my life, because it was a terrible one, a very, very terrible one. He was a very loose man with no morals, no standards. He was willing to take anything that was under the skirt, so long as it's under a skirt. It's cool by him. And I coming to know him, I noticed some of those attributes in him, and I tried my best to just do my job and go, because that was all I wanted to do. In between, I introduced my little sister. I called her my little sister to him, and I told him this was my sister. She'll be coming along with me for the jobs while I'm on the job, while I'm on the field, because she wants to learn a few things. And he was like, that's okay. Little did I know he had a different intention entirely about her. No doubt he threw passes at me. He tried his very best, from lavishly spending money that I refused to so many tricks. You know how older men can be when they want to get something. You might not know, but someone knows. So he tried, and I revolted. I refused because I was there for a job, business first. That's how I handle business. So due to the fact that I refused his advances towards me, he went to my back and started talking to my little sister. Now at this time, she was only 18 years old, going to 19, and he started talking to her. And after a while, like I think a week went by, and I started noticing changes in her pattern, her dressing, the way she talks to me. She started keeping late nights, and she didn't want to maintain eye contact with me. I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't place my finger as to what was wrong. This is me who talks to parents about how to handle their teenagers. Now I'm faced with like a real life situation, and I couldn't even see it coming. But in between, I felt there was something was wrong, and I tried to reach out to her. Every time I tried to reach out to her, she didn't want to talk to me because she knew she couldn't lie to me. Then that fateful day, I discovered that a big affair was going on between my little sister, like I like to refer to her, and my employer. And I challenged him about it, and all he could say was that, you didn't want me, I had to go for someone. I was so mad. I was mad. I it took a lot in me to not be violent or take any nasty decision. In fact, it took his secretary, and another male employer in the office to get me out of his office that day because I made a scene. I was super angry. I was so angry because the content I saw in her phone was heartbreaking. He had taken the innocence away from this girl that I was trying to protect. What was most even painful for me was the fact that I reached out to her and I wanted to know why she could do such a thing, why she took such a decision after being so informed about the disadvantages of living such a life. The things that came out of her heart out of her mouth, broke my heart even more because I was speechless. I was heartbroken. For months, I couldn't totally heal because all this time I was trying to protect her and I wanted her to do better, but she felt like the fast lane was better and she went with the fast lane. And sadly, she fell pregnant for him and he rejected the child. And that's how our life changed. Up until today, she has not been the same. The whole experience, the whole side of life that I've been trying to protect her, not because there's someone protecting me, but because I've experienced it and I've seen better, and I just wanted her to be better as my younger sister. That's the side of life that is playing out for her right now. And sometimes I look at her and I feel so sad. We don't talk anymore because obviously you can't keep up with something I don't like and expect to still talk to me or with me freely. So we don't talk, but I still feel responsible every day. Somehow I feel responsible for what has happened to her and the choices she's making now because I took her there in the first place, even though I didn't advise her to take such decisions. So today I'm putting out a passionate appeal to whoever is watching this, whoever is listening to me. Let teenagers be teenagers. Let kids be kids. Let them grow up. There's no need introducing them to a life that they have the rest of their days on earth to experience. Let them enjoy their teenage age. And don't relent in helping people. I'm still going to help people. I'm still going to be nice to people, even though they don't treat me the same way. But I believe that I will encounter my own angel someday. Thank you so much for coming with me on this journey. Bye. Aloha, salut. This is your girl, Peace Light, and you're watching The Experience with the Fashion Prince. Keep it locked.
Yeah. Yes, welcome back. How did you feel hearing that story from Miss Peace? It was so touchy. A little girl that she took to herself to protect her from the old world. At the end of the day, a man who is old enough to be the little girl's father destroyed her life. And that life that he has destroyed, she can't take it back anymore. Most especially for the fact that she's pregnant. And he abandoned her with the child. When you do things, you have to get ready to take care of the responsibility. And that little girl's life has been changed forever. Please, if you're out there, you've been doing it, or you're thinking of doing it, please, don't destroy lives. When you do things, try to see if they were your people, would you do that to them? Try to see if they are your children, would you do that to them? Don't just do it because they are strangers. They are also humans like you. Thank you so much. And I believe that the message has been passed. If you've not subscribed before, please subscribe. Also like and please comment below this video. Thank you so much. We'll see you same time next week. Tombra TV loves you. And I'm still your fashion prince. Signing out. Bye for now.